Welcome to Frontline Focus, the podcast where we bring you inside RevForce, sharing stories, insights, and the real-life experiences of our team members who are out there making an impact every day. I am your host, Chantel, aka Tech Diva, and today we're chatting with Sabrina, one of our RevForce recruits and new HighLevel certified admin. We're going to hear about her journey, her role, and how she is making big moves in the tech industry. So let's dive in. Sabrina, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, we're so excited to have you on, one of the new recruits getting through the program. So let's kick this off. Who is Sabrina outside of the codename Renegade?
Well, this year I'm actually going to be approaching my 40th birthday, which I'm really excited about. It's going to be a new year. I've turned quite a new leaf from where I came from to where I am now. I'll share a little bit about my story. I grew up in a very small town way up in the Upper Peninsula. Not a lot of opportunity, not a lot of resources. My family didn't have a lot of money. I went to a small private school, didn't really take my education seriously. I didn't have a lot of direction. I wasn't stupid, but I just couldn't wait to get out of where I was from in the small town when I was young. And then when I got out of, finally graduated from high school, which I'm surprised that I actually pulled it off. I moved to a little bit bigger of a town. I started waitressing, bartending, just lived the party lifestyle. Thought the future was so far down the road that I didn't really prepare myself for now. So then I spent the next 20 some years waitressing, bartending, partying, the life that went along with that until I just got to a point in my life where I could no longer really didn't like what I saw when I look in the mirror. I wasn't happy where I was at financially. I wasn't happy with my health or my relationships, all the things that you run to take the pain away from the life choices that you make were the same things keeping me stuck. So I would say just a few years ago, I had kind of I don't know if you call it rock bottom or epiphany, and I just decided that I had had enough of where I was at and the choices I was making and the way I just didn't take life very seriously. And I knew that I needed to make a change. And from there, I knew that college was never really, and I don't want to say it wasn't an option. I just never saw the answer to making money by taking on a ton of debt for jobs that I saw a lot of kids as a waitress, a lot of kids coming in that 20 years, working through college, getting done, and then just finding out they're making just as much as we were in the service industry, which I think is what also kept me there. So I was like, well, maybe I'll do insurance or something where I could, or a trade of sort. So I took that path. I started in insurance. I worked really hard. I studied. I was working towards my certification. And at that point, I would say last year, I happened to just one day go to the beach to study. I was making up excuse. So I'm going to go to the beach and study.
Well,
And
it's the worst place to have to study.
right?
It's horrible.
Yeah, definitely. And I happened to run into Jasmine Gorski, and she is a founder of RevForce
Yeah,
community.
she's one of our faves. We
Yeah.
like her on here.
Yeah, she's a very capable woman, hardworking. If you know her at all, those wheels in her head are constantly turning. She's an idea generator. It's pretty impressive, and she's always has big dreams and big goals. And she just took the time. We had been a couple of years since we seen each other. I told her a little bit about what I was doing, and then that's when she explained to me what her and her husband and a few of you all were building, which was an opportunity for me to, let's say, like a trade school for digital engineers or entrepreneurs. And she listened to what I had to say and then explained that if I were interested, I could also, go that route. And it was a very affordable amount to get started. And I left and I thought about it. I left that day. I thought about it. I decided to continue to finish my education and get that, what do you call it? My certificate. I finished, I got that completed. But then I'm like, I realized that people make a lot of money in insurance by selling leads.
Mm-hmm.
And I knew that I would have to know software to create a lead generating machine. And so I gave her a call. I said, hey, what do you got going on? And they got me all signed up, and they got me rocking and rolling.
Yeah. So what's going through your mind when you decided to jump into something totally new?
Well, first I had a question. Am I just jumping from one certificate to the next to really avoid, actually have to do the work? Is it to get one certification to the next, to the next, to the next? So I thought about that, and that was a little fear of mine because I often started things and didn't always finish them.
Yeah. And you know what? I think like our listeners, and I mean, me included, we can all relate to pretty much everything you talked about. There, like the whole not being a good student. We have so many people that are listening, and myself included, that really didn't apply themselves, didn't get to the place where they wanted to be, but then find themselves as adults like, okay, I didn't really apply myself then, but I'm ready to apply myself now, right? I've learned a lot, grown a lot in my life. And what is there for me? So, did you ever feel any of this point like it was too late to start something like this? Like, what helped you push through that thought process?
Bills.
Yeah,
Bills
isn't that the
did.
main motivator to all of our lives?
Absolutely. The devil is always nipping at your heels. Yes, I still battle with I don't want to say it's too late to get started, but once you do get started and you're a little bit older, you're always walking this fine line of regret for not starting sooner.
Yeah.
And you can't let that hold you back you just got to let that go. You got to let all that stuff go, and you just got to have a little faith. And maybe I didn't have to have a ton of faith because I saw the path of all the people they led to success prior to me.
Mhm.
So does that answer the question?
Yeah, I think that was you put it a really great term, like how to overcome it, just let it go. That's such
Yeah.
a great thing for our listeners to
Yeah.
hear, because I know everyone struggles with that. We all struggle with the am I doing this? Am I going to complete it? Like that self-doubt, the lies that we like to tell
Yeah.
ourselves. So I just want to move in. Tell us a little bit about the journey inside the RevForce Academy. Like, what's it been like going through that training process?
Absolutely. I would not still be here. I would have not been able to complete my course if I didn't have the community and the resources that they created, they built, and the people that have been there to help me. So right from the beginning, they created a lot of like a video tutorials that broke it down. Mind you, I was waitressing still at the time while trying to achieve these goals. I had never had a job in an office, or you know what? I did have a job in an office, but it never lasted long because I didn't have these computer skills. So I was like, "Ugh, am I actually going to be able to pull this off?" But
Yeah.
with the courses and the videos that they created, they made it so user friendly and clear that I was able to watch those, watch it, recreate it, and get through one foot in front of the other, take the test, fail, take the test again, fail. But then I passed the test. And, not saying that I failed because their things weren't good enough. We all have
Yeah, there's other
everybody
obstacles that come into
yeah.
play when we're just about. I know I almost failed a couple of times just because I was so nervous.
Yes.
Barely sit in the chair.
Yes,
You
very,
know?
very nervous
Yeah.
because right, I have taken your traditional exams, and you never and this is different. You're building something on the computer in front of somebody, but because with all of their help and their support, one, I didn't quit when I failed the first or second time. I I was able to have the support and other people cheering me on to just let me know that I can do it.
I feel
And
like
I
that's so
got there.
inspiring. Not only are you in this position to say like, "Hey guys, it's never too late to try something new." You also are setting that foundation for the recruits that are coming in behind you, saying like, "Hey, it's okay. I failed twice and I still went through. Like you were capable of finishing." Right?
Absolutely.
That's amazing. So, along with obviously the win of getting through your high level cert, were there any surprising wins or personal milestones that you hit along the way?
Yes, so many. Prior to when I left my lifestyle and decided to make a change, there's a year or two, until I found this opportunity where I did not fit in with the people that I used to spend time with. And I had not been in this community yet. When you're when you're in a position now where you're with people who hold you accountable but help you, and they're helping you, so you don't want to quit, you have to overcome all kinds of mental obstacles to get where you need to go. And it has provided me with a really supportive, kind of safe environment in order to be able to, maybe trip or want to quit. And then I pick myself back up and I keep going, because if I can't do it for myself, then one, you're not going to do it for anybody else. Or I'm not going to do it for myself, but having the support of other people also keep me going.
Absolutely. So you would say that the RevForce community definitely has impacted growth and confidence.
100,
For sure.
100%.
And how do you feel about it being surrounded by people that are similar to you now, but have wildly different journeys?
It's interesting. A lot of different personalities, a lot of different skills. Everybody's coming at this from a different direction. So it's really great, because when you come to an obstacle that you don't understand, or you can go to another teammate who is maybe, in that area, that's their area expertise. They'll pour into you, they'll teach you, and it helps you get to the next level. Yeah, that's always been one of my favorite things about our community, is that you're never alone. You're never without someone who has skill set different than yours that can help you kind of hone that you're like a little bit weak in, for sure. What kind of skills have you built since you've started this journey? Like, how do you use them today? Well, I am far more organized than I used to be. I have all kinds of digital skills. I'm not where I want to be, but I'm so much farther ahead than 90% of the people out there. I'm almost to the point where I can create my own workflows, create any kind of business that I want online with just a little bit of studying and maybe help and support with the people around me. That's why when you asked if you get to this age, are you, do you think it's too late? Not with the digital economy, it's not too late. The power of leverage, you can create multiple businesses when you can create the business on the internet and you know how to build the whole thing. The opportunities are endless.
Yeah. So for someone who is listening and feels like, you know what, I might have waited too long to like do anything. You can't teach an old dog new tricks. I don't know if I can make this change. What would you say to them?
Yes, you can. Absolutely. Yes, you can. And if you don't do it now, you'll regret it. Absolutely. I mean, the opportunity will be here down the road, but I highly suggest you just those voices in your head, just shut them up for a little bit and have a little faith and come down here and start the process.
I love that. Start the process. And
Yeah.
finally, like,
take it at your own pace. It's not going to kill you financially either. You can, just
exactly.
try it.
Another thing I wanted to just like touch on is, what are you most excited about? What's the vision for you in the months ahead?
Okay. My vision in the months ahead is to just grow spiritually, grow financially, continue to build my own business, help other people build their businesses at first. And then I have a few ideas of things I want to create, hoping to get residual income. And from there, I will be able to, I am a kind of a free spirit. So I like the idea of being able to pick up. And a lot of people, Jasmine and Mike, like to go to Thailand for months at a time. So to be able to do that in the future, that's something I absolutely will partake in. Being able to travel all over the world while making an income is something I fully intend on indulging myself in, and a few other things as well.
I'm looking forward to joining you on a couple of those trips. We're gonna have to have a RevForce girls trip.
Yeah.
Just us enjoying ourselves and treating ourselves to some spa and all the pool, some maybe fancy drinks. I'm good with it.
Absolutely.
So I just want to thank you so much, Sabrina, for coming on here and giving us a little insight as to what it takes to be a RevForce recruit and what you have to go through. And your experiences are so unique and so amazing. And you have a wonderful testimony of how you have powered through the struggles, even in your own mind, to get through and be successful in this area. So I want to thank you so much for hopping on.
Thank you.
That's a wrap on this episode of Frontline Focus. We hope you enjoyed getting to know Sabrina and exploring who she is and her skills at RevForce. If you're looking to develop an indispensable digital skill and step into a high-demand career, Consider joining RevForce Academy and becoming a part of a team that's redefining digital operations. Remember, at RevForce, your milestone is our mission. See you on the front lines.